Hi guys, if it turns out that I'm wrong, I will eat my hat. But how this Tory donor still holds the positions that he does is frankly bizarre. So David Ross, a financial backer of the Conservatives, was interviewed by Times Radio about his support not just for the Tories, but also Kemi Badenoch. And he seems to give the impression that only the party of Thatcher can put forward policies that will make Britain great. He was also asked if he was tempted to back reform, and he was very clear in his response. My question is David Ross delusional, or am I?
Are you still happy to give money to the Tory party? A lot of people think reform is the new game in town.
Yeah, well, I am and I remain a Tory, and my view is that the best way of sorting out many of the challenges that this country has is through a revitalised Conservative Party. I think that is what we should be aiming to do. I'm not sure really from a position of 5 MPs and a rather curious observations on the welfare child benefit situation that Nigel Farage should be our next Prime Minister, and I will be supporting Kemi and the Conservatives in an attempt to get us back to where we should be.
You're not going to get a attack of the nerves like some Tory MPs and think she should be replaced with Robert Jenrick?
No, I think it's a long job to get us back from where we were, and it requires some patience and hard work, and from my conversations with her, that's what she's doing. And that's what we should support her in doing.
I think this is delusional. Okay. 2 things. First of all, this idea that the Conservatives need to get back into power because they're the ones who will steady the ship, send it in the right direction. Has this guy been in a coma for the last 14 or 15 years? Has he not seen what the Conservatives have done? Maybe he has benefited because he's rich. You know, it's a party of the rich for the rich, a bit like Reform. But does he honestly think that the Conservatives should get back into power? They should be nowhere near the levers of power. But the other point, Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch is an absolute disaster. Anyone would be better. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I would even say, wait to hear this, I would even say Boris Johnson would be better than Kemi Badenoch. Boris Johnson is an absolute disaster, a lying charlatan, but he actually has some charisma. He's able to push back. The Conservatives would be in a better position if they brought back Boris Johnson. I'm not saying they should. I think Boris Johnson is a disaster. Boris Johnson should be nowhere near politics whatsoever. But if I was a Conservative, I would be campaigning for Boris Johnson to return because, as we know, voters have a very short memory. I'm not advocating, once again, but if I was a Tory, which I'm not, I would be supporting the idea of a replacement. Kemi Badenoch needs to go. She's terrible at PMQs. She's not able to cut through. She's picked fights with Nigel Farage on social media. What is wrong with you? You do not pick fights with Nigel Farage on social media. You can try and pick a fight with him, you know, do a debate or something like that and make sure you bring your A game. But you do not challenge Nigel Farage on social media. He has a huge platform. It's ridiculous. There's no leadership. She's asked about policies and she says, well, we'll have to wait until the next general election. Okay, then what is your vision? Do you have a vision for the future? No, you have nothing. You're just, every time, we're against this, we're against that. Whatever the government policy is of the day, we're against it. That's all she has. That's not enough. See, Reform are the protest party. Reform are the hecklers. Reform can sit on the sidelines and say the government is doing it wrong. You can't. You actually have to provide an alternative vision. So while I disagree here with Ross, I think in the respect that the Conservatives are going nowhere at the moment. They can try and hope that the government collapse, that support melts away, and maybe they can win back a few seats, so they can win back a bit of power, a few votes, I should say. But if they think they can do it, they can get back into power with Kemi Badenoch, I think he's delusional. But maybe I'm delusional. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.